and you're a great observer of human nature and human events. And I'm sure you've noticed the rapid changes in technology. What comes under the heading of technology? Of course, the internet and the way finances are moved about the planet Earth, blockchain, all services within the cloud, 5G bandwidth in our computer systems. We have all sorts of technological breakthroughs happening seemingly practically on the same day. I mean, boom, they weren't there and then they were. Yeah. And all that technology now it is obviously being steered toward controlling the population.
Well, the thing we call AI or artificial intelligence, I think, is probably the apex of all this right now. And even those who have been instrumental in creating this or in putting into computers the data to begin creating it, some of them express an absolute terror for what's happening and the things that this might portend. And these aren't Christians. These are just people who observe from the scientific inner sanctum of all of this technological development. And AI in particular, I think, is scaring a lot of them.
Yeah.
And and a lot of them who say they're scared so that they say, you've got to turn more and more control over to us. A lot of it is political, and it's, they want to be part of this new world order that controls all this stuff. If we don't control it, it's going to take over and destroy us. And so you've got to we who have the knowledge, you've got to give us more power to control it. So a lot of it is wrapped up in that too. But yeah, I think you talk about all this technology. AI, I think, is the thing that it's the apex of all this.
It has occurred to me and many others that AI in conjunction with global high-speed communications is the very stuff of the book of Revelation. When the mark of the beast it envelops the entire earth. And, we always have asked for the last 20, 30, 40 years, those of us who read the Bible have asked, well, how in the world is the Antichrist going to do all these things? And how is he going to be everywhere at once and be worshipped as a god, as God himself, by people who don't know better? And we've asked ourselves, how is this all going to come about, and how is he going to control everything? And now we're beginning to really see how he's going to do it.
Yeah, we saw SWIFT, SWIFT, and all of these kind of trends, electronic funds transfer, and we could see kind of the genesis of it. But my goodness, the way things are developing now with all this virtual stuff and artificial intelligence and even a tremendously advanced satellite communication systems.
Actually, those satellites are in the sky by the hundreds.
Yes.
Now, we're not talking about 1, 2, or 3 or 4 satellites anymore. We're talking about communications
and not even just governments, but private citizens, private companies. It's an amazing thing.
It is an amazing thing, and without this instantaneous global communication, which I believe is, I want to call it, kind of give it the nickname, the Antichrist system. It's in its primary stages right now, which means we must be pretty close.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming at an exponential rate. I can't get over myself. It seems that I can't keep up with it. Maybe it's my age. I don't know, but I have a heck of a time keeping up with exactly what is developing. And I get literally hundreds of emails on a weekly basis. Describing seemingly some new thing to worry about, from people who have observed and picked up stories and so forth. And there's no question that's coming. And that's for you and me and for all believers, that's good, because I believe that means the rapture's close.
And then you look at the map, and you look up north, and we see Ukraine and Russia, and you come south across the Caspian Sea and down toward the Mediterranean, and all those nations. They're constantly in a state of what should we call
agitation?
it? Agitation's a good word.
Yeah, agitating too. They're agitating too. Yeah.
So let's look at that part of the world biblically right now. Israel is the number one tourist draw in the entire world.
Yeah.
People are coming from all over the world. I was amazed to read about how many nations have endless trips to see the sights in Israel right now, more than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, something has got to happen there in the near future.
Yeah, the threats are so great. Why aren't people flocking there when the threats are so great?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a quandary. That's a conundrum. Yeah.
And so you put all this together, the technology, the economy, the would-be dictators of the world who have stood up and announced that here I am and I'm going to lead you to a better place. There are people like that all over the world, from China all the way across India, all the way over to Israel, and across the Atlantic to the United States. There are people standing up and saying, we've got the answers.
That is right. And this is why, Gary, I believe that, Jesus talked about this very time, I believe, when he talked about the days of Lot in Luke 17, verses 28 through 30. And I believe that that all of this is being prepared, all these people saying we have the answers that you're talking about here. I believe Satan knows there's going to be a rapture. He believes God in that sense. He knows God does not lie. And he understands what the rapture is. He believes it's real. It's coming. So I believe he's having all his minions, his human minions and his demonic minions, maybe that even indwell some of them, preparing for that moment when that rapture occurs, because I think it's going to be far beyond anything even we who watch prophecy carefully can understand, the chaos and the absolute terror that's going to come upon people